Storm tracker weather now and the state of emergency in the state of Washington. Tens of thousands of people on the west side of the state under evacuation orders following days of heavy rain up there. This is major flooding on at least 8 rivers and creeks. It's prompting road closures, school closures, and water rescues. Governor Bob Ferguson calls the situation unpredictable.
Here, we're going to make sure we're doing everything we can, working together, tribes, local governments, first responders, everybody who's here, and many others, federal partners, to make sure we do everything we can to get through this experience.
And they're reminding residents to stay out of the high water and the moving water, of course. And Governor Ferguson has activated the National Guard to assist.
The situation is extremely serious. The next few days are going to be very critical.
Several areas are under evacuation orders. There were a number of high water rescues overnight. Rivers expected to reach historic levels. Residents urged to pay very close attention to any emergency alerts in the county where they live.
We just told you about rescues. This video from east of Seattle shows the East Side Fire and Rescue Team lowering rescuers to 2 drivers who got stuck last night. One was stranded on the roof of a car. The other was in a tree nearby. And look at this. Floodwaters filled this family's home in North Bend. That's in the mountains east of Seattle. The homeowner says the water submerged the basement where 3 of her 5 kids have bedrooms. And this is video from Snohomish County. It's north of Seattle near Everett. The Snohomish River rose to more than 33.5 feet, setting a preliminary new record high level. More than a foot of rain has fallen in Washington's Cascade and Olympic Mountains since Monday. Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Dave Selesky is here. That is devastating.
It is devastating. I mean, and that's, you know, that atmospheric river dropped south, gave us a lot of rain for the first part of the week, and then moved off to the north of us. Thankfully, we are not experiencing the problems they're seeing up in western Washington. That system did move off to the north, and it is slowly dissipating, even in Washington State, but it's going to be days before things even get close to back to normal. Meanwhile, here you can see we have dry skies over Portland, and then, of course, the view now from our city liquidator camera. Mostly cloudy skies over the Rose City. Slow traffic, of course, going over I-5, headed southbound, and again, 61 degrees. The temperature this hour. Over on the Washington coastline, quite a bit cooler, and we do have overcast skies now from our shallow in camera at Ocean Shores. And then one more shot to show you. This is our Stacker Butte camera looking off out towards the southeast. A little bit of fog forming up down here in the gorge. Stacker Butte's about 3,000 feet above the Dalles, which is down there, but it's mild, 59 degrees the current temperature now in the Dalles. Here are the rest of the numbers for you. And again, very, very mild with this flow coming up out of the south. So 61 the current numbers in Vancouver, Troutdale 62, 59 for Damascus, same thing in Corbett. It is 60 in Beaverton, as it is in Aurora and also over in Hillsborough this hour. Now, on the hour-by-hour forecast, a weak ridge of high pressure is building in, coming up out of the south, so it's going to be pushing the precipitation off to the north. Here we are tomorrow morning. We're dry across the state of Oregon, even most of southwestern Washington. Still seeing some rain showers, though, up in the Cascades of Washington and parts of the Olympic Mountains. Precipitation rather heavy, though, up in parts of southwestern British Columbia for tomorrow. We'll stay dry all day on Friday. There we are about 5:30. Then going into Saturday, dry skies again. By Saturday evening, our ridge begins to break down. There we are about 4:30. And then we get into Sunday, and we begin to see increasing clouds and some wetter weather across the area. But again, it's been very mild throughout much of the month of December. We had a little bit of snow for the mountains a couple of weeks ago. But as you can see, the snow cover, as of this afternoon, virtually non-existent in the Oregon Cascades, a little bit in the Washington Cascades, and a little bit up here in some of the higher elevations over in parts of eastern Oregon. That's going to be about it. The good news is I do think in about a week we'll begin to see cooler air getting in here. That's going to allow for some snow to begin to fall back in the Oregon and the Washington Cascades at past elevations and certainly above. In the meantime, though, overnight lows tonight, very mild, upper 40s to low 50s. Highs tomorrow right back up in the mid to upper 50s across the area. And then we go from Friday right into Saturday. Good morning lows, upper 40s. Afternoon highs are going to be again up into the mid to upper 50s across the area. So very mild for this time of the year. School bus forecast for you for tomorrow on Friday. Going to have mostly cloudy skies, a little bit of fog out there, maybe a little bit of drizzle, primarily up towards the coast range. After school, mostly cloudy skies. Temperature's going to be up in the mid 50s, a chance of some drizzle. 7-day forecast. Here you go. 57 for your high tomorrow. Morning fog could be locally dense in parts of the Willamette Valley. That means visibility is down below a quarter of a mile. Saturday, partly cloudy. Rain returns late in the day on Sunday, high of 55. Back up to close to 60 with rain on Monday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have rain and rain showers. And by Wednesday, snow levels in the Cascades getting down to about 4,500 feet, even a little bit lower than that on Thursday. As daytime highs on Wednesday and Thursday drop down into the upper 40s, which is about what they're supposed to be for this time of the year. All right, there you go.
We'll enjoy the mildness while we have it.
Yep.
Thanks, Dave, very much.